Hi everyone, welcome to Shelf Control. I'm Norm, and today we're going to talk about ratings and how they should be done, what they mean. Not going to come to any conclusions because I don't really know the answer, but so really I'm coming to get your opinion. I wanted to do a video where I'm revisiting some of the old reviews that we've done, and I was thinking of grouping some of the like-minded games together. So I was thinking Terraforming Mars, Ark Nova, and Earth are three games that we've reviewed a year or two ago, and I'd like to just address where they're at, what we still think of them, and see if anything has changed over those years. And while I was contemplating doing this video, there was a post on Reddit that I was browsing through that I don't remember who put it up, but he was asking the question about reviews that use a lot of criteria with the numbers. I think the example he used was a review blog post that does like rolls by family or something like that, where I'll try and find a graphic example if I can find one, but they'll have theme and ease of teach and ease of setup and complexity, and they'll have all these different categories that they give a certain number value to as they go through. And this person on Reddit was asking if there were other reviewers out there that do something similar. It made me think of Z Garcia from Dice Tower. When he does reviews, he has a system, again, if I can find a graphic, he calls it Target, T-A-R-G-E-T, that all stand for something, theme, and all the different things. And rather than give it a number value, he'll give it like a plus or a minus or just a dash if it's a wash. There are various reviewers out there that will give a numerical value to certain criterias rather than just a straight 10 point. And that got me thinking about how we do it. We do the regular 10 point scale, but we try to break it up. We try to look at the big game design as a 0 to 7 as to how well the game is designed, produced, how good the rule book is, how easy it is to learn, and whether or not there's any broken things or things that just don't feel right. And then 0 to 3 tacked onto that for how much fun is the game. Do we feel excited to play it again? Do we think about it after we've played it, or is it one that we can just set aside and not care about it? And so that would give you your 10-point scale. But also there are some games that we've reviewed that have broken that process a little bit. Like Ticket to Ride for me is a 10 out of 10 game, but it doesn't get that 3 excitement where I really feel like I want to play that game. And so it's a 10 out of 10 game because it's such a quintessential game, so well designed. There's not much that would be changed. They come out with so many additions that have changed on the basic, but I think the basics just it's a 10 out of 10 game, even though it doesn't have that level 3 excitement to play. When I was thinking about it, it makes sense why gamers would gravitate towards trying to put a numerical value on a game and all the different criteria of the game, because that's what we do as gamers. When we're playing a game, we'll have a number of decisions to make as we're playing the game, and in our heads, whether we're conscious of it or not, we're giving a value to each of those actions and determining which one is the most valuable. So it's in our nature to try and find, what's the mathematical number, is this theme a 7, is this thematic an 8, or is it a 3 theme, when I don't really feel like that's really necessary. We give the 10-point scale kind of just as a personal guide to know where we think games stand. But really, I don't care how well a theme is done, whether it's an abstract game and doesn't have a theme. The only time that those things would matter to me if the theme or the lack thereof affects the game's enjoyment in some way. If I'm playing a game and I'm just like, this does not feel right, reading a review and seeing that they put the theme at a 6 out of 10 really doesn't tell me anything, other than the fact that maybe they didn't like the theme. Whenever I watch other reviewers or read other reviews, I'm less interested in the number and more interested in the discussion around the game. And while the numbers are nice because you can get a nice list on BoardGameGeek of what the favorite games are and which one's better, and you can have arguments over that, there are games that have a lower value review-wise that at any given time I would want to play more than another game that probably ranks higher. Talking with somebody on BlueSky, we've got a BlueSky account now. They were talking about Millennium Blades, and Millennium Blades is a perfect example of that kind of game. It's a game that scratches a particular itch, and sometimes you just need that itch scratched, and no other games do quite what Millennium Blades does. Is Millennium Blades a perfect game? Is it a 10 out of 10? No, I'll have to look through and see what we gave it. Maybe a 7 or an 8, I'm not sure. But there's times where it's just like, I want to play Millennium Blades, and no other game pushes that out because there's not another game like it. And so it's the discussion that you have about the game. What makes the game interesting? What makes the game fun? What makes the theme good, or what makes the theme a little bit weak? The discussion lets the people who are watching or reading the review make that decision for themselves. Whether or not I give it a 10 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10 or whatever might feel good as a confirmation bias if it's a game you like or don't like. But for somebody who is just coming in to a game fresh and doesn't know anything about it, that number doesn't really tell them anything. As they get to know you as a reviewer, get to know me as a reviewer, they might be able to say, okay, Norm really likes this game. I really like other games that he said he likes, so I might give it a try. But that's really the only time I can see that a number value actually works. If you go up to a random stranger and they're like, I give this game a 10 out of 10, it really doesn't tell me anything about the game itself. And if they gave the theme a 3 out of 10, it'd be like, maybe you don't like the themes that I do. So we're going to try revisiting these. I don't know that we're going to change our numbering system, because we try to put that 0 to 7 as non-emotional, just kind of like, how good is this game, and then put the personal 1 to 3 on there to give it a little self-control tweak. But what do you think? What is the best way for a reviewer to review games? We tend to go on talking about games for quite a bit longer than we expect to. When we sit down, we explain how the game's played, and then we talk for quite a bit about what we liked, what we didn't like, any weird things, and then give a rating at the very end, usually quite a bit longer than we expected when we sat down. But personally, it's those discussions are what I enjoy seeing other people do, and it's what I enjoy doing. Would you guys prefer a more tight review more tightly edited. As I'm editing, I tend to leave in some of the ramblings because I think some of them are funny. But if those are getting in the way, we can get rid of those. Maybe we do videos where we do a video explaining how the game is played, and then do a separate video of the review of the game and get 2 shorter videos out of it. Is that something that you guys would prefer, or do you like having the how to play ish included with before the talk about the game itself? That way you actually, if you're coming in brand new, you've got an idea of how the game plays and what we're talking about. I'm not a big fan of putting little things up in the corner to direct people other places. We're not very good at this YouTube thing. I don't know how to do it, but I'm willing to learn if the viewers think that there's a value in it. So anyways, it was just a question that I had in my head, and got me thinking about whether or not we should be putting number values on games, and how best to talk about them to share them with other people. So anyway, that's it for me. Thanks for being here. I'll talk to you later. Bye.